Now, let me tell you something about charity shops next to Waitrose.
I know you're going to say.
You need to source all charity shops next to a Waitrose or Marks and Spencer's food hall.
Anything that's not your Aldi or your Lidl. Not that I'm knocking those supermarkets at all, but it just makes sense, doesn't it?
Especially
Fiscal sense.
If they have a car park as well, because all the rich and the posh folk.
If you're going to say rich and famous, then.
No, they get out of their cars and they go, oh, I'll drop a bag into the Barnardo's and then I'll go and get my truffle risotto.
Do you say Barnardo's?
Yeah, and I also said truffle risotto, and that's actually my favourite food.
That was a Helly Hansen jacket for £15.
Oh, that's good. It's not. I mean, it's not bad.
Yes, it wasn't bad. I didn't say it was either.
Okay.
You're just making things up about me.
You like picking up vintage Helly Hansen, right?
Yeah, that wasn't new either, but it wasn't like the kind of vibe is the old sailing jackets with like kind of double layer. They have the big patch on the side. Yeah, just kind of very.
They sort of look like Polo Sport, right?
Exactly. That's that kind of era, I guess. I want to say mid-90s, late 90s.
Fair play. And they go for quite a bit of money, don't they?
They can go for up to £200. This was really cool. Vintage Marks and Spencer's wool. Lambswool to be exact, but I just thought it was kind of a cool big old print.
I never dabbled and dipped my toe into St. Michael's. It scares me.
Does it?
It does, yeah, it scares me.
I think it's just there's such a large world of that stuff.
There's so much of it, yeah.
There's massive money to be made. I see loads of people buying and selling it, making good money. Speaking of which...
I found this vintage John Smedley.
Which looked like a real win.
As resellers, everyone knows we love John Smedley. This is a fine wool knit. However, it was riddled with the old holes.
It was like a piece of cheese.
It was like a piece of cheese, £6. I like the sweater vests as well. I think they're really cool.
Yeah.
You can get
There's gotta be a
£40,
sweater...
£50 for them.
For sure. There's got to be a sweater vest comeback or a revival soon because it's one piece of clothing that's never come back.
It's started to come back for women and it sort of dropped off a little bit.
Look at this. Yves Saint Laurent.
Yves Saint Laurent.
£2.
Yes, this is a 90s jacket.
It's a 3-button, which I honestly hate myself.
A 3-button isn't the most fashionable jacket, right? Let's get that straight.
It's 201, really.
And we wouldn't traditionally have picked it up if it wasn't a very good price. £2 is a very good price. We're not going to lie to you. It's very good. And you're still going to get between, I don't know, I would put it up for about 80 to 100. And that sounds like a really silly thing to say.
No, I agree.
But they don't sell fast.
Do you know the other reason I picked it up, actually, as much as it was £2, and obviously that's cool, is because it was pinstripe. And pinstripe go for more than kind of plain classic blacks or navies.
I think it looks like Gomez Adams from the Adams family.
This was a bootleg Ralph Lauren quilted jacket for £25.
And how can you tell it's bootleg, Austin?
Well, look at the label. Where do I start?
Needless to say, we did not pick that up. However, I was in the scarf section doing my due diligence and my newfound scarf love, and I found
what was it? This
is 100% cashmere Lockmere scarf. £2, guys. £2. Put the comps in. I put the comps in. This is an Anthropologie brand I've never tried. However, I'll put the label in as well. However, the
Leah, what's it called?
The quality.
Yeah, it was
so
it was lovely.
good. £3. This was okay. So this is Pembleton, and everyone knows I love Pembleton, the American
flannel wool shirts.
Yeah, wool goods. This is young Pembleton, vintage piece, but it's like a chore jacket, but it's wool. Once again, though, we encountered the old damage.
Yeah, there was a hole. There it is.
There's a hole. It was £10. I haven't actually looked this one up yet, and we'll find out together. But I actually thought it was very interesting. I've never seen vintage young Pembleton before. I also showed this to Austin because I thought it was a really nice dress.
The bottom of the dress was kind of asymmetric as well. It was very nice.
So it was Studio by Preen, which is Preen's Debenhams range.
Okay.
And you can get about £40 for dresses if they like more unusual or a standout piece, etc., etc. I've never sold anything from Studio by Preen. Yeah. However, Preen is a high-end luxury brand, and I would recommend picking up Preen. And I know whenever I mention this that people say I sell Studio by Preen really well, but I've never been able to sell Preen, and it just depends on what kind of selling
how, when,
and,
where. I was just going to go back to that young Pembleton as well. We were actually discussing whether we would pick it up or not. or at least I said that to Bethany, inside realised it was £10. Not that it was too much, but with a hole it's too much. That probably would have gone well still with a hole in if it was reasonable enough to pick up financially. Would you not agree? So if it was like
if it was £5, I wouldn't have. I would have still got it.
But that could have fit a small lady.
Oh, it could have. Yeah.
You know, I'm saying if it didn't have a hole in there, or if it had a hole in as it did, but it was a little bit cheaper, there may have been a chance maybe to do something.
Well, the possibilities are endless.
Indeedy. What were you looking at then?
I did think that monk said optimistic human on it, and it just
amazing.
It said
it didn't at all. Did
it said super dad in Latin.
Wow.
I know.
Speaking of wows, look at that.
I found this.
Look at that. Honestly, look at that. Like honestly, I even look at it now. And I'm like, that's amazing.
I was thinking about this in the bath earlier. Now, this is what I do. I think about
cool.
things in the bath. So this is right. This is a perfumes. Parfum, sorry, Christian Dior, which, to any intents and purposes is a free product. However, when we enter the vintage realms, it's a different kettle of fish. So this is it would have been a 90s John Galliano. Those baskets go for about 25 to 30.
I was showing it was going to be £10.
Those John Galliano designed, which is the sweet spot at the moment for Christian Dior. This is a Rosso 53, I believe it is. It's a linen dress. I'll put the comps up and I'll put the logo up. It appears this is like sort of like a independent posh boutique on holiday brand.
The actual
However,
vibe,
comps are really...
It was really, really nice and it felt very high end.
Back to Dior quickly. You could see it was a jewellery box or a cosmetics case, but it had a cushion in it, which obviously was a presentation for a bottle or some kind of makeup piece.
Crown. No,
however, I've personally never seen that piece before. I will look it up and I will put comps in. It was £3, but collectors buy them because
we've sold loads, haven't we, previously?
Yeah, the CD on the top, it doesn't say perfumes or anything, it's in the underlid, but more vintage pieces are becoming rarer and rarer anyway. They used to be able to get the Dior 90s lip glosses that came in dices, and they were free gifts with perfume, but now that you can sell those for up to £150.
It's insane because once again just before I go into that, what's this? This is a Jill Sander for Uniqlo.
Oh, Uniqlo.
For them as well. It was as new, £10. I showed it to Bethany and look at her face.
Oh, for goodness sake. You always I feel like you do it on purpose now.
Explain to everyone watching what you were saying.
I was saying I've got 2 pieces in the store. I haven't sold them yet. I've got a new policy because we're overstocked that if one piece sells, we can pick up the brand it again.
Okay,
right.
This was a Kenzo cosmetics case, and we're basically making the point that this thing they put on it, the contraption, the kind of clippy thing, had kind of ruined the what do you call it? I want to say fabric, but yeah.
Do not clip your handbags, people. Please do not put them in your wardrobe on clips.
Please don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't. I'd rather you put it on the floor. At least that does a mark. You can kick it around your bedroom or something.
I am a bit weird about handbag storage. It's one of my my.
Do you know? I think it comes from the fact that a lot of people, we kind of do closet clear outs and stuff like that. You see the most amazing handbags, and they're like, you're like, are you joking? You keep it like that, and it's like marks and there's scuffs
on the floor.
Anyway.
I found this Aquascutum shirt. This is the Aquascutum that you want to find. So this is the Aquascutum house check. This is a vintage shirt.
Why didn't we buy it?
It is a ladies' size, and if it was a men's size, I would have snipped it up. But it is ladies.
We're not saying ladies don't wear the Aquascutum house check, but it's less popular. And once again,
it's a football hooligan, like that culture,
in a
streetwear.
Yeah, exactly that.
So we dabbled into this vintage section, which is normally a bit meh, until we saw these. So these are Celine Paris. Obviously, we all know Celine. These are vintage navy blue shoes. The best bit about these, though, they're £20, but the best bit about these is the logoed Queen emblems on the front,
which you can't see right now because Austin's holding them too far down the screen.
I do hope Austin does show us in a minute.
I did show at the beginning before you started talking.
Okay, however, there's just a massive resurgence for the Celine logo, so they'll go straight to Vestiaire.
These were vintage Salvatore Ferragamo. I think they were at the same price, but once again, some Ferragamos sell. These are too old to kind of sell at a good price, to be quite frank. They're too vintage.
This is really cool. So this is Chalkline. If anyone doesn't know Chalkline, it makes sports jackets,
like varsity jackets and printed t-shirts, stuff like that for kind of most major teams.
They
NBA.
do a lot for WWE as well.
Yeah, they do.
So this is vintage Chalkline, £30, but it's Fighting Irish, and anything with Fighting Irish on vintage does really well, right?
100%, 100%. And Chalkline even more so because it's a brand that everyone knows now. now.
Yeah.
Which for a while was that was just something Austin picked up because they're OG Harrods £2 assorted chocolates. I just thought the box was cool.
There's me trying to actually show you things and show the people.
I was busy finding grails. Sorry. What I just find, lady.
He did find these at the bottom. I don't know how you saw them actually.
Because I'm Hawkeye.
So these were £25. These are Burberry's. Burberry's stopped being Burberry's and became Burberry in 1999. So anything before that, it pretty much states it.
Tell us about the shoes though.
However, these are a wingtip brogue. I learnt that from my best friend.
From who?
Who?
Russell and Bromley.
From so these are
Tell us the story, chick.
These are Burberry's, but they're not a collaboration. Russell and Bromley made shoes for them because they at that time didn't have a shoes production, which happens in a lot of major companies. Christie and Dior had an outsource for jewelry in the 80s, etc. Which I would suggest those are earlier 90s, later 80s.
100%. I would actually go as far as say a lot of these companies, luxury companies specifically, had these kind of like companies they would lean on to do their kind of their dirty work, if you want. Yeah, exactly. And that happens a lot of luxury companies, as you just said. There's countless people who have gone to different companies to get there.
Crossovers, yeah, it's very interesting.
And nowadays it would be called a collab, but then it was just a case of we don't make shoes, we want shoes.
It was like when Burberry was made in Wales for that period of time.
Yes,
there was other things being made in that factory though.
100%, not just Burberry, you mean?
You used to get unbranded Burberry come out the factory because 1000%. They were just producing scarves and
exactly
stuff.
That, yeah, 100%.
So that is today's. We found lots of great brands and we'll see you tomorrow. We're going to do something different tomorrow. We're going to mix it up, give you some knowledge bombs.
Wait and see, folks. Bye.